was in 2011. I was working as a field service engineer and my job was to install and service high-end scientific instruments. That day we received a call from the customer IISc Bangalore. I was new to that company, so I was accompanied by Suresh. He is 1 year senior to me in that company. The customer reported that the machine is not communicating with the computer. The problem is similar to how we connect a printer to a computer, and sometimes when we give print, it will show like printer is not connected or not detected. And the usual solutions are remove the USB cable and plug it again. It will detect the drivers and it will start to communicate. Otherwise, you have to check whether if there is any conflicts in the USB port or uninstall and reinstall the software. It will start to work. Or I can try connecting that system with my laptop. So there are some simple solutions are there. As I already worked with that machine for 2 years, I know there are some simple things we can try to fix the issue. But Suresh opened that instrument. He started inspecting lamps, whether the focus of the lamps are good. He started inspecting the optics, the gratings and other parts. He thought, I am new to that instrument and I don't know anything about that instrument. And from the way he talks with me, I understood he is a show-off person. Because if I ask, Suresh, where is the service manual? He will reply like, Balaji, after I returned from USA, I gave it to Krishna. Just to make a show-off before me and the customer, he did all these junk things. But the customer is highly knowledgeable. He blasted him for unnecessarily opening the instrument and exposing the optics to dust. Though it was a shame for him in this specific incident, it is very crucial for us to understand the risks and how to protect us from a show-off person. Because if we are not aware, they will use us like a side dish for their main dish. Show-off person are highly attention seeking and demanding. They want to be the center of attention in every conversation. They will use you as a tool for their need and make you to feel inferior. They are very arrogant and bossy. They will easily dismiss any efforts you put or any accomplishments you make. They are highly insecure and have very low self-esteem, and they may use their need to show off to compensate for their insecurities. It will be very exhausting to be with a show-off person. They will be constantly talking about themselves and their accomplishments, and it will be very draining. If you are in a relationship with a show-off person, their behavior can damage your relationship with other person. They will make you to feel insecure or inadequate and make others to feel uncomfortable to be around with you. Okay, how to spot a show-off person? One of my favorite examples is the plastics Regina George from the movie Mean Girls. Okay, let us see how to spot a show-off person. They talk about themselves a lot. Yes, show-off persons are very self-centered and they love to talk about themselves. They may brag about their accomplishments, their possessions, or their relationships.
My $300 shoe! Oh my God!
They will try to impress others. They will try to make themselves seem more important than they really are. They may do this by talking about their connections, their wealth, or their talents. They always try to make themselves seem better than others. They may do this by exaggerating their own accomplishments, or they may downgrade your accomplishment. They are not good listeners. They may interrupt others or try to change the topic, something about themselves. They are not humble. They are boastful and arrogant. They may not be able to admit when they are wrong or when someone else is better than them. If you notice someone exhibiting these behaviors, it is likely that they are a show-off person. However, it is important to remember that everyone who talks about themselves or brags about their accomplishments is not a show-off person. There are some people who are simply confident and proud of their achievements. The key is to look for the other signs such as exploiting and lack of humility. How to protect ourselves from a show-off person? First thing, avoid them. If you can, please avoid them. This may not be always possible, but it is the best way to protect yourself from the negative behavior. Set boundaries. If you cannot avoid a show-off person, set boundaries with them. This means letting them know you are not interested in hearing about their accomplishments or their possessions. However, if you know that someone is showing off because of their arrogant or narcissistic behavior, it is best to avoid them. Don't engage them. If the person starts to show off, simply change the subject or walk away. Don't give the attention they are seeking. Focus on the positive. When the person is not showing off, focus on their positive qualities. This will help you to see them as more just than a show off. Call them out. If the show off person is making you or others feel uncomfortable, disclose them about their behavior. This can be done in a polite but a firm way. Be supportive. If the show off person is struggling with low self-esteem or insecurity, you can be supportive. This means listening to them without any judgment or offering them encouragement. Relationship with a show-off person. If you are considering to be in a relationship with a show-off person, it is important to weigh the pros and cons carefully. If you think that their behavior will be too much for you to handle, it is best to avoid them. If you are in a relationship with a show-off person, it is important to communicate about your concerns. Let them know how their behavior is making you to feel and see if they are willing to change. If they are not willing to change, it is better to consider ending the relationship.